I'll introduce my dear friend Graham. He is a seasoned software engineer with more than 40 years of experience, in the past 15 of which he focused on drill and blast planning software. Originally from the UK, he studied electrical engineer before building a career that has included projects ranging from point of sale systems and GPS tracking to embedded software and hardware design. Today, as a project manager for Datamine's DataBlast system, he leads its development and direction, ensuring it remains a leading solution in the industry. Graham has also played a key role in other mining software solutions, including Datamine Server Vision, and brings a deep hands-on understanding of both technical and practical aspects of the drill and blast process. Welcome, mate.
Okay, I'm going to give you a quick talk on scale depth of burial and fly rock in DataBlast. DataBlast is the premium comprehensive drill and blast solution for open pit mines. We come in two versions, which is DataBlast Pro, which is a full multi-user system, and DataBlast Ignite, which is a single workstation version for smaller sites that can just be run on a single workstation. So DataBlast Pro has an optional drill system integration for selected drill systems that allows automatic drill capture of drill depths, including measure while drilling data if supported. We also have a reporting database to allow users to create dashboards from said information, and support for a tablet-based field capture system for dip, drill and charge recording called BlastPad. Both versions have comprehensive drill and blast design capabilities for all open pit scenarios, from initial drill pattern design to a rule-based charging system, including a specific stratigraphic charging solution for strip mining scenarios called GBlast. For both non-electric and electronic detonators can be utilised, and it's easy to add new types as required. Timing design is very straightforward, and we're for a series of analysis tools such as playback, burden relief, timing contours, and tools for viewing holes per charge or holes per delay period to ensure maximum charge or adjacent holes are not firing together. Okay, now scale depth of burial. Scale depth of burial provides a better indicator of blast control. It's something that's been coming into the industry as a requirement for checking blast outcomes, and also as a regulatory requirement on plans. So we've recently produced a firing module in DataBlast which allows you to display scale depth of burial against the holes, so you can record what it should be, so that you can produce a regulatory document with plans if need be. Basically, it helps to prevent overpressure and fly rock before they occur. Enables safety boundaries to be calculated based on values rather than rules of thumb, which a lot of firing boundaries are normally based on. We use a formula incorporating stemming, explosive density, and hole diameter to produce a standardized value between 0 and 2.4 meters per kilogram cubed, which is you've got a variation, but a value between 0.92 and 1.8 indicates a good balance. You've always got a balance between the two, but you've always got a balance between the two. If you look at the two center ones, you either want to try and get good fragmentation by a minimum disturbance on the surface, versus some you get a less controlled fragmentation, but you get less disturbance. It all depends on the balance you're trying to make, but you can also it also helps with PPV and everything else. So we'll go to the next slide. Sorry. Okay, now one other feature we have is burden management in Designer. Burden management is a way of actually recording if you are likely to blow out the hole from the side onto the face burden. It's quite an important, it's again an important indicator of blast control. We've had this in for a while, and a lot of people use this as a report again to show that they've complied with checks, etc., to ensure that they have shifted holes or changed charging so that the actual blast radius is not going to go outside of the side burden or at the top of the hole. So we have a complete printout on a per hole basis, which allows you to print out a set of holes and also show the actual diagram as well. So you can fully adjust it. You can move the holes around to shift it, or if need be, you can go back and change your charging requirements. Okay, so next. Right. Fly rock and firing range. Fly rock's calculated using the scaled depth of burial and a customer supplied safety factor. So if your calculated hole, say, has a firing radius of 20 meters, you can put a customer supplied safety factor in there for 1.5, which will give you a 30-meter range. It just gives that added area of safety which some people would require. But this actually gives you a good indication of what your firing range is based on the scale depth of burial. You can generate an overall firing range boundary based on all of the holes. You can actually see the individuals if you like as well, but you can generate an overall boundary on the holes. I'll show you that on the next page. You can also have a firing range. You can also display the scale depth of burial and fly rate range for each hole printed next to the hole if the plan is required for audit purposes. So we'll go to the next one. Okay, we have a few new things coming up in DataBlast in the next few months. We've got integration with the new Mine Trust ecosystem so that basically we can play with the same Studio data. We can transfer data using the Mine Trust system to Studio and other Datamine products, which will be a big game changer. We've also got a new costing module coming up, which will allow costings on blasts, both post-blast design and also actuals from drilling and actuals from charging. So you'll be able to do an historical costing based on the date you actually did the initial costing. You can also apply the same costings to another blast and see what the differences are. So we're also going to be putting that through to the reporting database in DataBlast Pro, so you can also produce better reports of that sort of information for people further up the chain. We'll be doing an Android-based. We've been asked by various people that the cost of Windows tablets is rather high, so we've been asked to look into doing an Android-based tablet system for either tablets or phones. Obviously, there'll be less graphics on the phones; it's too small a screen. But we'll be doing a system in the near future where we'll be adding it so that you can use ruggedized Android tablets or even other phones, or doesn't matter which tablet you've got. If you don't want to use ruggedized ones, you don't have to, but you just treat them as disposable. So basically, we will be adding that feature in so that it gives customers another option for using BlastPad instead of using Windows-based tablets, so that you've got a much better choice and a much better range. We're also looking at changes to allow for a cloud-hosted database and to use PostgreSQL instead of Microsoft SQL. This way you can use things like Amazon Web Services if you choose to. So it means you can host it up. You don't have to necessarily deal with the data yourself. We can provide that as a service if need be. And basically it just gives, again, customers more choice on what they want to do there in that particular range, which is becoming increasingly important. A lot of people are looking at cloud-based solutions anyway. And we're also looking at a more advanced blast analysis capability. We're talking to partner companies regarding muck pile modeling and a few other items to basically improve our blast analysis.